The Real Estate Show with Pat Lopez, where we talk everything real estate. Today, my guest is Josh Buchter from the Real Producers Magazine and the Wolf of Broad Street. Josh, how are you?
Fantastic. Thank you for having me today, Pat.
Perfect, perfect. Well, before we get into the magazine and the Wolf of Broad Street, what that's all about, tell me something about yourself. Like, what's your backstory? How'd you get started in real estate?
Of course, happy to. It's been a long journey of probably 10, 11 years now in the Philly real estate scene. I graduated from college in '09 with a degree in finance. The economy was pretty messed up back then. Had a hard time finding a job without any experience. I was doing landscaping. I did timeshare sales for a little bit in Atlantic City, just constantly looking for a better opportunity. I found that in credit repair back in 2010. That was my first experience in Philly real estate and been building from there. I got a background in business development, sales, and marketing from credit repair to property management to title insurance. It led me to start Wolf of Broad Street Real Estate Events in 2016 to kind of tie everything together. I always found event planning and promotion is a good way to stay relevant.
Oh, perfect. So you did a little bit of everything
Yeah.
until you found yourself. So Wolf of Broad Street, you said, was the first, big thing that you're currently doing.
Yeah.
What is that exactly, and what is the goal of doing these events?
Of course. It's to bring people together. It's to have a good time and network and make new connections and help people, take it to the next level in their business. I've been carving my lane deep in the Philly real estate industry. So it's mostly real estate industry professionals coming out to these networking events at the hottest venues in the city. We might get 200 people out, have sponsors and, you know, great food and drinks, music, entertainment, just a, really good reason to switch it up a little bit outside of what you may be used to when it comes to networking after work type of events.
Perfect. And where are some of the places, and do you have some events coming up? Did you have some events already this year? What's the story with those?
Yeah, so we do quarterly events with the Wolf of Broad Street events, and we'll talk about the Real Producers events too. We just had a couple of those. We started the year off January at Reckon Royal at 111 South 17th Street. It's an awesome nightclub. We took that over and called it a Royal Rendezvous Real Estate Industry Networking event. So it was a lot of kings and queens and crowns, that type of theme, and
Okay.
it was really fun.
Good, good.
Yeah,
So everybody had a good time, right?
totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So real estate networking event, you've been doing that since you said 2016?
Yeah,
Perfect. So
yeah,
you've been doing it for a little bit.
long time.
Perfect.
Right around the time I met you, like BNI.
Okay.
Remember those days?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Way back when. And for people who don't know, it's like a business card exchange type of deal that
Yeah.
BNI is, working professional. So yeah, similar.
I
Yeah.
was I was taking the train, living in Manayunk, all the way downtown to Dave and Buster's for 7 a.m. meetings,
Right.
and look at us now.
Back in the day.
Yep.
Okay. So now you mentioned Real Producers Magazine.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
Now that's in Philadelphia and Bucks County, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So how did you fall into that? Like,
Mhm.
and what are you trying to accomplish with the magazine? What's the story there?
Totally. So the Wolf of Broad Street real estate events led me to Real Producers in an interesting way. One of my headlining sponsors was a mortgage company that was expanding down into Orlando, Florida. They flew me down there to help promote an event at the Blue Martini. We went around with a stack of flyers to every real estate office, got 100 agents out to the Blue Martini that night. And one of the attendees of that event was the publisher of Orlando Real Producers Magazine, Aaron
Okay.
Luden, and he found out what I was up to in Philly with the events. He said, "You should start Philadelphia Real Producers Magazine." I had 3 jobs at the time. I didn't think I needed that or could handle that. And eventually took it seriously, saw what he was doing in Orlando. And it was just a way for me to elevate my career. I don't have to do anything else outside of put together a monthly magazine and these awesome quarterly events now. We have 70 preferred partners advertising with us between the two platforms, Philadelphia Real Producers and Bucks County Real
Okay.
Producers. And our motto is connecting, elevating, and inspiring the best of the best in greater Philadelphia real estate.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Sounds great. And it sounds like they go hand in hand because you're promoting events for the Wolf of
Hmm.
Broad Street,
Hmm.
and then you're doing events as well for the Real Producer Magazine, right?
Yeah, and the magazine, I mean, I'm in the business of selling ads and selling sponsorships, but we're really selling access. I can't thank Queen Oak Mortgage enough for being a preferred partner in both magazines. Thank you for that. And it's just a way to make it a little bit more exclusive. The top 500 agents that get this magazine, they don't go to a lot of events. They're busy closing deals. They
Right.
don't go to a lot of sales meetings, but when you host invite-only events for your readership and your select partners, it makes them want to step out a little bit more. They don't need to worry about 100 people pulling on their shirt sleeve, trying to pick their brain and earn their business. It's more of a laid back, good time.
Good.
Yeah.
So in the magazine itself, and I have a copy right here. What is it? The top 35 under 35 here,
Yep,
right?
yep, yep.
So what would you see in the magazine? Like, what do you feature in there?
Yep.
And it's, I guess, primarily realtor stories, right?
Yeah, and our partners too, and some lifestyle pieces. Everybody has a story to tell. A lot of our readership have done deals across the closing table from one another, but they
Right.
may not know each other's background and their real story. So we want to tell their story, talk about their families, talk about their hobbies, talk about their charities, and what separates themselves from everybody else in the business. Iron sharpens iron, so top realtors want to know what their competition is up
Do.
to and what's working for them and what's not working for them. So it's really about telling people stories. We tell our partner stories as well. Um, and the more we know about each other and the more we network with each other, the more business we're going to do and the more fun we're going to have. So I don't need a whole national reach myself. Real Producers is it now in over 100 markets across the country,
Right.
but I'm mostly concerned with the greater Philadelphia area and just, continuing to build here. We've been in print 3 years now with both magazines.
Okay. And then some big events, because I heard there was one at a casino that you had a real big event,
Yeah.
a great turnout.
Uh-huh.
You're having something in Bucks County,
Yeah.
Kentucky Derby
Yeah.
theme, that kind of thing. So
Yep.
tell me about, some of these events.
Of course. So we do big events like the Rivers Awards Gala, Rivers Casino. We had 250 people there. Thank you for coming. It's actually your profile picture.
There
So
you
I
go.
love to see that type of stuff. You and your beautiful wife. So I'm glad you had a good time. We do golf tournaments. We're coming up on our fourth annual golf tournament this October at the Philmont Country Club. And then May 4th for Bucks County Real Producers is kind of, what we did here in Philly, but for Bucks County.
Okay.
2 days before the Kentucky Derby, May 4th, Realtor Awards Derby. 100 agents are nominated for awards in 12 different categories. It's very highly anticipated and should be a great time.
Perfect. Now, some of the features. How do people get featured in the magazine? How do you go
Mhm.
about that?
Our readership is based on total volume production reported to Bright MLS for the previous calendar year. So to give you an idea, the number 500 on the list will do about $5 million in production and 20 deals. Everybody to up to, number one, Mike McCann, been number one for
Right.
decades and hundreds of millions of dollars in production. So we work off of production, we work off of nominees. Our partners nominate agents, our agents being featured nominate their peers who deserve
Right.
a feature, and we just organically set up the content coordination calendar accordingly. The realtors love it because it doesn't cost them anything to be featured in the magazine
Right.
or to get a copy or to come out to most of the events. It's all made possible by partners like Quain Oak Mortgage.
Right. So to be in the magazine, if you're a realtor, you can't pay, nor can a real estate company pay for ads or anything like that. It's
That's
just strictly anything that does with the real estate agents. It's just free
Yep.
for them,
Hmm.
and it's the ancillary. Like if a title company, a
Hmm.
mortgage company,
Yep.
insurance company, they're the ones that are allowed to pay for ads.
Yes,
Right.
all of our partners are looking to build realtor relationships, and that's what we help with, and they pay for that.
Perfect.
Yep.
Now, if somebody wanted to get a hold of you,
Hmm.
how would they do that?
All over social media at Josh Buchter, on Instagram at Wolf of Broad Street, and feel free to give me a call or a text at 267-303-1175.
Perfect, perfect. Well, thanks. That's some interesting insight and how this Wolf of Broad Street and the Real Producers Magazine, how that came about. It was really good stuff. So before we go, are you originally from Philadelphia?
Yes, my mom's from Kensington, my dad's from Frankfurt. I was born in the Mayfair, Wissinoming area, and when I was 8 years old, they moved us to Sicklerville, New Jersey, in Camden County. So never too far from Philly. I've lived in after college, 2010, back in Philly.
Okay, perfect. Well, thanks for being on the show once again. And that's the Real Estate Show with Pat Lopez. Now, be sure to subscribe to the show and follow the show on Facebook and Instagram. You don't want to miss our upcoming guests. I have some dynamite people coming up, some dynamite content. Super important. Also, subscribe. I'm sorry, leave a comment below because I want to know what show topics to cover in the future. So if you have a really good topic, let me know on it because this show is about everything real estate. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching.